Welcome back to Messages for You. I with Martha Kent. Hello, I'm Martha. Please like and subscribe if you're here. It helps me tune into you more, and I can give different and more messages. Actually, I did a part one and a part two short about this, but I just for some reason I don't know, I'm doing this. Just listen to Spirit, and we got us a purr kitten, a kitten. What I was saying in the two shorts, if you want to go back and listen to them, you can, is, everybody has a path they have to go down to. I look at it as a highway. You can look at it as a road. You can look at it as a beam of light. Whatever works for you is the same thing. So everybody has a path they have to go down, and that path is written before we ever get here. But when we're here and we're in the 3D and we're in the weeds, as we're going down this path, the divine will send people into our life who can help us on that path, and sometimes people are sent in that hinder us because, your path isn't always supposed to be perfect. Sometimes your path is supposed to be kind of wiggly, there's supposed to be challenges, and your soul is supposed to learn how to get out of those challenges. But sometimes a problem arises where a soul can't get out of that challenge. And so the divine will send in other people to help that soul get out of that challenge, to help them get past that point on their path. And I'm being told that, this could actually be something that on many paths before, people have tried. Like, they've had to literally be born on many days in the same month just to clear this path. You're born on the 5th, now you're born on the 6th, now you're born on the 7th, 8th, 9th, 10th. How many days do you have to go down in the zodiac or in your zodiac sign to get the point that this is what you need to do and this is how you overcome it? And I'm not saying that any of this is easy. None of this is easy. When your soul is learning how to get over this stuff, it's a lot like learning how to get off drugs. That's exactly what they just said to me. They said when a soul has come to a point where they can't get past a certain point in their soul's pathway, and they have to keep repeating it, okay? It's like when somebody's trying to get off drugs. It's real hard. It's real hard to make that next step because it's scary. It's just easier to stay where you are. It's easier not to listen to your guides. And you have to understand that the more you stay stuck in that path, the more higher your vibration gets in each lifetime. And not only that, but the reason why you have to get up over that hump anyway is because you're clairvoyant. I'm being told we're all born with our clairvoyance that we need for our lifetime. And it blooms and grows like its own form of puberty, which is an interesting way to put it. I'm being told, though, that not everybody is clairvoyant. Not everybody can tap into the divine. And if you make them tap into the divine, they will go batty coda. They will go crazy, crazy, nutsy, nutsy, Robin Williams crazy. I just saw Robin Williams when I said Batty Cody. He's like, yeah, that's pretty much it. Because you have to have a certain amount of lifetimes blind to the divine. You have to have a certain amount of lifetimes where you can't hear the divine because our 3D bodies can't take it. You have to have an evolution into it. Just like every new soul isn't going to come here and be whatever, there's a process to it. There's a process to being clairvoyant in the 3D side of the 5D. There just is. And some people cannot get past that hump. And the divine will send other people in to help that person on their way. And when that person won't, those people will be directly taken out of that person's life. It's not that there's any ill will. It's not that anything is wrong. It's just the divine is like, this person isn't learning a lesson, and this person needs to keep going on with their lesson. And if this person doesn't keep moving forward in their lesson, if this person keeps trying to help this person that's not learning, then this person here can't go on with their lesson. Confirmation bump. It's like when you know that you can either go down the highway that's 55 miles an hour or you can take the scenic route that's 20 miles an hour. You're going to go down the 20 mile an hour one, sure. But after a while, after so many days of that, you're going to be like, this was fun once, but I need to get to my destination. I got to get on the 55 miles an hour. That's because our 481 up this way is 55 miles an hour in between Oswego and Fulton. That's why I say that. Because then you'd go on to the other route there that used to be the route that you would take to Fulton. You can still go the scenic way. That's perfectly fine. That's not going to hurt a damn thing. The problem is that if you're never taking the highway, if you're never trying to not be in that area, you're not going to, the person trying to help you can't keep going 20 miles an hour when they need to go 55, 65, 75, 85, 95 higher an hour. They can't keep going 20 miles an hour. They just can't. It's not going to work. It's not feasible. So God will put a person going 55 miles an hour who is healing themselves into your life to help you, to show you what it looks like. And it's up to you to choose that change. It's up to you to realize, I've got to do this, because you'll realize you're so stuck that you did this in many past lives, or the last life, or whatever it is. Or maybe this is just a really, really hard, complicated thing that you need to get over. Not get over, but to heal in this lifetime. If I ever say the word get over, I probably actually mean heal, unless I actually mean get over. Something's coming in. I can feel something coming in. Ooh, something just said something's coming in. Something just said something's coming in, Martha. That was weird. But that's, what happens, because everybody, we're just kind of like little race cars going down, and, sometimes we kind of bump into each other and say, hey, our cars don't get hurt because, there's no malice. But, that's what happens. And so if you're sitting there wondering why my friend isn't talking to me anymore, ask yourself, are you going, what speed are you going in your car? Are you going 20 miles an hour and, taking the scenic route? Or are you going 55 miles an hour so that you can get to the point that you need to be so you can finish your lessons? Because by the time you're going 55 miles an hour on your path, it's not that you're rushing through your lesson. It's that you have slowly built your momentum so that this is what your natural speed is. It's like when you're neurodivergent and you start talking really, really fast. Yeah, this is what a normal speed is. And half the time we really, really, really don't stumble over our words. But if we have to talk a little bit slower, that's when the hemming and the hawing and the eyeing, and we our brain is faster. You can hear it now. My brain is faster than what my mouth is doing right now. So there's like a million words that want to come out at one time. And so this is how my speech is. So, and I take advantage of that for 3-minute messages. I try to anyway, when I need to. But if I kept all of the friends that didn't want to keep going forward, who just wanted to stay stuck, I would just be sounding like this all the time instead of sounding like this, because this is me on the 55 mile an hour highway that I got to get up because I'm around 65, 75, 85 miles an hour right now. You know what I'm saying? So take a look around you and ask yourself, how fast am I going? Am I going 55 miles an hour? Am I going 65? Am I going the right speed for where I am, or am I going too fast? Am I doing, confirmation. Oh my goodness, the burp's there. Am I doing too much at one time to the point that I'm burping and can't breathe? I can't speak. I can't, or am I not doing enough? Am I just sitting there not doing anything, listening to myself go, well, you know what, tomorrow you're going to be sitting. Yes, tomorrow you are going to be sitting there if you don't do something. And something can be going out and just doing your dishes. Something can just, be feeling valid that you did your dishes, swept your house and your floor, and salted your doorways, and now I feel like I can sit and draw, ask yourself what you're doing, where you're going, how fast are you going, and are the people around you going the appropriate speed around you? And understand that when people fall off, it's either because they're not going the same speed you are and you need to keep going on your journey, or it's because they're not beneficial people in your life. Because we have to have beneficial people in our life who meet us where we are, who meet us at our silly, take us at our serious, and understand who we are as individuals and humans. It's so very, very important. Ginger Kitty had kissed, just so everybody knows. It's a kiss, baby. I think that's what all the divine has to say on that. Keep, understand that, the people in college, they're not going to follow you through your whole life. Maybe a couple of them will. A couple of them may. But not all of them. And if they all do, and you guys can all grow and change as a unit and go through these things together like it's a movie, that's great. But that's not practical. And that doesn't happen all the time. So it's important, I'm being told, to understand why people are being taken out of your life and why you're being put into the hermit with temperance so that you can heal and learn. I go put you down, Angel. I love you. So that you can heal and learn. Yeah, because you're done fighting. You're done with the fighting. You're very done with the fighting. You're done with the fighting. You're done with the bullshit, and you want a new beginning. 11:24 on the timer. You want a new beginning. And that's not a terrible thing to want. I think that's a wonderful thing to need. And you should take advantage of that in whatever way that you need to. And if that means that you're taking people, friends, family, workers, employers, work itself out of your life to do something more beneficial that you have prepared for, and be prepared for this, then that's what you need to do. And remember, if you take these people out of your life and they don't come back to find out why, they were looking for a reason to stop talking to you anyway. If they do come back, measure what they're saying. Don't show the texts are reading. That's what I'm being told. Don't show. Yeah. Don't show that the texts are reading. Give them judgment, because you need to be very, very blind on this, because you need to go a new pathway. You're not looking ahead past what you don't have. You're looking up at what you do. Because this person is the person that always sits there and goes, well, nothing is ever, and this happens all the time, and I never get anything that I want. And meanwhile, you need to be following your abundance. You've got to follow your abundance, because this person is just going to follow complaining. Well, I never get what listen, there comes a point where there is justified complaining. The city of Oswego was a giant major dick. That's a justifiable complaint. What's not a justifiable complaint is me complaining about shit that's within my own actions, within my own ability to fix, When you complain and you're complaining about an outside source that really and truly is a dick, that's fine. That's justifiable. It's not justifiable to sit there and complain about shit that you don't get because you never get any. That's such a low vibe. And look at these guys. This person here, they're not doing well. This person can walk fine. Yeah, this person, they might not have shoes, but they can walk fine. This person's hobbling all over the place, but they're still looking up, because they see, and this is that path. When you go down the path and you decide not to go into the tumbleweeds, you decide to go into the desert, you end up hobbled. You end up looking at your blessings and understanding what they are, because this person's just going to go into the tumbleweeds and they're just going to drown in the river that's over there that's too deep, because they think they can walk across it and they can't. You, on the other hand, are coming up to that river, and that part of the river is shallow because 3 people back there told you it was. And then they told you how to navigate it, and then they gave you a horse with a wagon so that you could just go across it. Because down that desert pathway, you found help. This person didn't. You looked up and you decided to count your blessings and to see what it is. And by counting blessings, it doesn't mean the things you have or what God gives you. It's what you know that you can do. You're counting your strength. That's what your blessings are. Your blessings are the strength that you have to keep going, even when it's the darkest time in your life. You might be burnt out like me, but you're keeping and going it, You want to bring something to a table instead of bringing nothing. So you're going to count your blessings, and you're going to keep your pennies, and you're not going to loan things to people, and you're not going to go out and buy crazy, stupid shit, because you know what you've got to do. And when this person over here starts going, well, I never get anything I want to. I can't believe that they got to get that Apple iPhone 17. Oh my God, what the hell? They're on welfare. You're just sitting there going, bitch, you're on welfare too, and you have an iPhone 16. What are you bitching and moaning about? And this person who's doing however worse or equal to is just going, you know what, I have an iPhone, I'm happy with it. If I can afford a 17, I'll get a 17 because I know it's going to give me good 5 years, 5, 6, 7 years on it. I don't need the newest phone every single year. You see the difference? God's taking this person out of this person's life because this person needs to go 55 miles an hour on their pathway. And you see how he's behind this person? Yeah, he got hobbled because of this person because he's been following him for too long. And now God, he has looked up. And this person, they're just going to go down another path and die in the snow. He's going to end up going to Florida and getting warm. Pick your southern area. Pick your hot weather. You see what I'm saying there? But if you keep going behind this person, you're not going 55 miles an hour. You're still going there 20 miles an hour. And their feet are fine. They're shoeless, but they're fine. They could walk even faster, but they choose not to. You, on the other hand, even in crutches, know that you can go 55 miles an hour. Okay? So God will take you away from this person so that you can go past them and surpass them because you need to keep going 55 miles an hour, and this person doesn't want to. They're not going to want to. They don't want to today. They don't want to tomorrow, and they're never going to want to. Okay? And this includes romantic relationships. If you're in a romantic relationship where your partner will not advance in any form or way, you really need to make some real considerations there. Because you want a love that advances, and you want to like that advances, because it's not just love, it has to be like. That's a balance. It's love and like. It's wabi-sabi. So yes, if you see people, places, things, this, that, the other thing starting to be taken out of your life, there's a reason. It's because you have to go on your highway at your speed, and you can't keep being stuck behind the slow cars. You can't keep taking the scenic route. You have to take the actual highway now. Okay? Doesn't mean you have to pay the toll booth just yet, because a lot of times the ones where, you have to pay a toll, they're already, the back roads are 55, 65, 75 miles an hour. You take the road that you need to, that keeps you on the speed that you need to. So if you're going off to the right and it's scenic and you're going 75 miles an hour and that scenic route is 75 miles an hour, but the scenic route to the right is 20 miles an hour, go the 75 mile an hour scenic route. Everybody's going to keep up with you. You're going to meet new people. It's going to be great. So yeah, it's literally you're jumping off. Jesus jumping off of rubber crutches. No, Jesus jumping off the cross and onto rubber crutches. That's what it is. I love that. Jesus. Yeah, you're done thinking about it too. You're done thinking about it. You're making the way because people keep stealing from you, and it keeps making you cry. Like you're in your king era, but like you're like, yeah, I can't anymore. So God's giving you a gift. He's taking people out of your life to give you a better wheel of fortune. Give you better helping hands and a Queen of Cups. Ooh, you got a partner. And not only a partner, but this also could tells me that you're leaving your masculine and going in your feminine. And when you go into your feminine, it's a lot gentler. It's gentler for you. You learn more and you see more because this person is not making, like this person is making this person be the masculine all the time. This person's not allowed to be sensitive or feminine or anything like that. So God's taking this person out of your life, no matter who this person is to you. They going. Whether it's a job, whether it's work, whether it's your kids, and by your kids, I mean your adult kids who treat you like shit and you're tired of it. If it's your mom or your dad, whoever these people are in your life, when they drop away from you, It's so that you can go the proper speed in your little body car to get to the destination and the points that you're supposed to go to and learn from and meet the people that you're supposed to in the right amount of time you're supposed to do it in. Because we only have our bodies for so long. And something wanted me to say meat sacks. We only have our meat sacks for so long. God, I don't really like that term. We only have our bodies for so long. You know, they're not meant to last forever. So we have to learn these lessons when these lessons come up in these, you know, these times are due. And if, you know, you're struggling with that, this is why. If you're wondering why people are being eliminated from your life, this is why. Because it's time for you to start moving faster. It's time for you to start going forward. It's time for you to learn how to get over that hump so you can be where your person who's 55 miles an hour go. Because if you're still only going 20 miles an hour and you're not upping your speed, you're never going to match that friend. And you want to, it's not that you need to match and compete with people. It's that you want to get up there so that you can understand them on their level. And their level doesn't mean like, you know, I'm a hairdresser. I can compete with somebody who went to Harvard conversationally. IQ doesn't matter. It's life experience. You're meeting somebody at their life experience level, not at their intelligence level. And that's the most important thing, is meeting somebody at 2111, 2111 on the timer, is meeting somebody at their life path level. And it's not really a life path level, because I don't prescribe to that, but it's meeting them at their mile an hour so that you two can talk, because you have the same life experiences. You know, you're meeting them at their life experience on some level. So yeah, you're doing great. So anyway, I think that's it. Okay, otherwise I'm just going to keep saying the same thing over and over again. All right, good, be good, behave, be happy, and be yourself. Good night, God bless you, and we love you, and I love you.